T.A.G.
So here's the crazy thing. Last week, I come on here and I praise NXT. And then this week, I'm left confused again. So I don't know what the fuck they want to do or what they're trying to do, because it seems like they want to get better, but then they make these weird ass decisions that just don't make any fucking sense. Yeah, I'm at a lot, because the thing is, here's the thing. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that doesn't make fucking sense. So, okay. So on the AEW recap, the shit made sense as to why you had your face painted like Dustin. But you come on here looking like the boogeyman.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason for it, Scoot? You care to explain, or is this just, hey, NXT is just fucking weird, so I'm gonna just do the same fucking thing?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, fair enough.
I was gonna dress up every podcast we do, and since we were gonna end up doing this one, it was like, oh shit, WWE side. He missed when I just had the worms in my mouth, but
yeah, he had a shitload of gummy worms in his mouth.
Next thing you know, his whole head's gonna be orange.
Yeah,
but it was nobody on NXT wears face paint, so I had to dig into the WWE bag and Boogeyman.
True.
I hear he's coming to get you. I mean, at some point, we just don't really know when.
Yeah, just a no win, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But to your point, yes, it was a unique show, to say the least.
Yes, that's a word.
I see where it's trying to go. The issue is it's going to take such a long time for it to get there.
I'm not sure I do see where it's trying to go, because what they're trying to do is throw in all these, like we keep saying, well, more so you, Scoop, but to your point, they just threw us a bunch of wrestlers and names all at once, and they're trying every episode to progress their stories individually while also doing it for every one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And can get confusing.
Well, it can get confusing because who they want to. After this episode, it was abundantly clear who they want in the forefront.
Yeah. That's.
Yeah.
They definitely want Toxic Attraction forefront.
Yep.
They definitely want Carmelo Hayes forefront. Braun Breaker forefront. Diamond Mine forefront.
I don't see why.
Because that's the only faction other than.
There we go. It's literally the only faction in NXT.
Other than Toxic Attraction, that's the only faction. They definitely want. It's a few people here and there, but you could definitely see who they really want to quote unquote lead this new era of NXT. But the problem is it's it's a unique way of getting there.
Yeah, and I don't. After this episode, I know I don't like what they're doing completely. I know that for a fact. I know there's a good
100%.
Nah, maybe a strong 80% of stuff that I don't like that they're doing right now, because it's a blatant agenda filled deal.
Absolutely.
And I mean we'll probably touch on a few things here and there, but I mean just like we talked about here, the whole Von Wagner Kyle O'Reilly situation. The fact that they
really shoving that in your face.
The way that they do it, and I don't like it, is that if you have smaller guys within a situation here, it's like they put O'Reilly and Dunn in the match first to kind of have them set everything up, and then you have the big beefy guys go at it, that in Von Wagner and Rich Holland, and then you have Von Wagner get the win, as if O'Reilly needed him. And
they do want to phase out the 30 pluses.
Well, and that's what I'm about to get ready to touch upon. Why didn't they just draft Pete Dunne, Kyle O'Reilly, Tommaso,
LA Knight,
Cameron Grimes? Why didn't they completely call these people up so that way it could be completely new?
Because
it's completely agenda filled.
Once Von Wagner gets more cemented, Kyle O'Reilly is going to get turned on inevitably, and then watch Kyle O'Reilly, Tommaso Ciampa, Pete Dunne, and the like get let go.
If that's the case, yeah.
WWE wants to make their own in-house talent. They're going to really push that agenda. They might play the long game with it, but I'm calling it now. We're going to see these guys get let go.
Yeah, and
that's for business.
And there was something weird about the crowd last night as well that I did not like, because here's the thing about it, and it wasn't. I mean, I had noticed a few things, but it really wasn't until the O'Reilly and Wagner versus Dunn and Holland match where it became abundant that, because I know there are rumors before that, people were being directed into what to cheer and stuff like that. Now,
yes, it is.
Now,
all right.
Think about it like this. When's and I know y'all can answer this without any fucking hesitation. Anytime Pete Dunne has been in the ring, what does the crowd chant?
Bruiserweight.
Not one time ever have you ever heard the fucking crowd chant Pete.
Ew, I don't like how that comes off.
Yeah, and that's what they did last night. They chanted Pete, not Bruiserweight.
Well, after last night, I was kind of wondering, are they coaxing the crowd to chant? Because
that was rumored after the first episode.
Because who match was it last night? For like a minute straight, they was chanting the two names back and forth, and I was like,
"Oh, that was Zion Quinn and Malik Blade," which I don't know why. I'm pretty sure that's Malik, but they keep calling him Malik for some odd reason.
Yeah, and like it dawned on me because I was like, "Wait, when did these two guys get the fan base like that for them to?
They don't
have a dueling chance."
Never.
So that's when yesterday I was like, I wonder, are they getting the crowd or planting people to
Isn't Zion the relative of somebody?
No,
I
Zion
have
was
no
a
idea.
rugby player.
Oh, Zion's the rugby player. Who?
Yeah, Zion is the
Who
rugby
is
player that they just
who's
now
the
started to
relative
feature.
of like the Usos or?
Oh,
No,
that's
that's
gonna
that's the new
be.
guy coming in. That's
Oh, coming in. Okay.
hold on, what they named him?
Thing is, it's something Sokoa.
Solo Sokoa.
Yeah, there we go.
That's the Uso's little brother. Which once again,
Okay.
why didn't they just give him the last name Uso?
I think they're gonna end up waiting. Just like with Braun Breaker, I think they're gonna wait to capitalize on their actual lineage when they go to the main roster.
Okay, but yeah,
Mhm.
Solo Sokoa is the little brother.
Okay.
Which I'm fine with that name.
Oh no, the name isn't bad. It's just when you have two big brothers and your big cousin already there, just go ahead and capitalize on the fact that you have another member of the bloodline, so to speak, is there.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah,
hey, it's
But
fun.
This episode is just weird because last week, they turned me around and I was okay. I felt like it was going in the right direction, and then all of a sudden we get to this week and it's just again more of the same of that it was previously because we had the situation with, of course, after Ciampa and Gacy had their match, which I'm completely fine with Gacy. I think he, as long as they keep him on the right path, can continue on to be a good character. I would have appreciated them putting him in that match of Halloween Havoc because I felt like, I mean, granted, it would have been kind of main rosterish, but you could have slotted him in that match to take the fall, and you could have made Ciampa perfectly fine. You could have had Braun Breaker perfectly fine. Now you're going to have these two go at it at Halloween Havoc, and we may potentially get Ciampa losing at Havoc. And here's the thing about Halloween Havoc: we may get all those titles changed at Halloween Havoc.
The one thing I wish they would have done, because I think I even mentioned it to Ashley, I wish they would have just made Toxic Attraction versus Io, Raquel, and Zoe winner take all. Rather than two separate matches, just one big match, winner take all. But then with the insertion of Indy and I keep forgetting her name.
Oh, Persia. Parada.
So
yeah,
that's going to end up becoming a triple threat tag team title match.
Quick question: when did she show up? Was that last week or something? Or
She technically debuted during the bachelorette party.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they inserted her as her best friend the week after they got married.
Man, what a slap to Candace.
Well, I guess with her being pregnant, she can't be featured as much. So
That's
insert Persia.
Yeah.
So is Johnny on paternity leave as well then? Because I don't recall seeing him either.
One would say that.
I guess.
That's my only assumption I can make.
I mean, they're treating the whole character thing like it's Indy and Austin are like the surrogate children of
Right.
the Garganos. So
yeah.
So her having the best friend is their way to be like, oh, it's not a slight to Candace, it's just par for the course.
And then too, when is Dexter going to wrestle again?
That was my question last night too, because okay, and that thank you, Scoot. So the Dexter thing, and it's a slap in the face to a lot of core NXT fans because you have Dexter MIA, you have Cameron Grimes looking like a fucking idiot, and not in the cool way that he had been looking like an idiot. He looks like a literal idiot.
Yeah, it's like they reverted him.
Yeah, come on, Grimes. You don't know what Tinder is?
You have GYV.
it's kind of what you're kind of hinting at, and it's kind of what Gallagher was saying, and kind of what I said. It would have been a lot better if all of these people would have moved up. That way, NXT could have been completely fresh. I understand SmackDown and Raw would have been a little crowded, but it would have been a lot better because once again, you start seeing these stark differences, no pun intended, between who was there before the relaunch and who's there now.
True.
Yeah.
I'm just. It's starting to get old, and I'm like, let's get to the crescendo because we know you're trying to phase these guys out. So let's get to that point to where it's like you can stop treating everybody like they're dumb and like we haven't been fans of this previous iteration of NXT and we're not familiar with all these characters. So that way you can get on with your agenda. I figured it was going to be a quick shot where it was like, all right, you know what? We know we don't like these. We know you like these guys, but here's what we're going to start shoving down your throat. But now they're doing this weird ass slow burn where it's like, oh, are they going to do this? Aren't they going to do this? Okay, here you go. To where it's like, all right, enough. And they're going to drive people away.
Oh, definitely. Also, stop doing the goddamn WWE thing where you're like, okay, yeah, we're going to have this person run in and, we're going to have a match after the commercial break. Like, why? Not only that, you're having entrances that go into a commercial break, and then you got segments that are then happening before the actual match starts. So then you have
awkward shit ever.
Like what are the fans doing? You're watching two competitors just standing around in the ring.
I was like, wait, you telling me they've been standing in that ring that whole time? Y'all just had a whole segment and a half and a commercial break, and they just been standing there?
Like, what's her name? Damn, why is it escaping me right now? From Diamond Mine.
Ivy Niles.
Yeah. Why the heck? Like, if Ivy Niles was like showing the dominance that she showed in the match, like, she should have already been done with that match by the time they got back to it. Like,
that match was horrible.
Okay. When I was looking at that match, I was thinking to myself, they gave her the wrong first opponent.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if Valentina is that green or what, but she didn't help Ivy's dominance like it should have happened, because even when Ivy hit the torture rack type thing, I was like, it was on so long, and I was like, is this supposed to be a submission? Like, what's happening here? Because
I thought she was setting her up to flip her on her face or something.
I thought so too, because the way she did it and she was squatting down with it, I was like, she's showing this move for a long time. And then eventually Valentina tapped, because Ashley was like, Valentina tapped like 4 different times, but when they showed the replay, she was just flailing her arms around so much. Then she finally tapped, and it was like, something went wrong there. I don't know what, but something went wrong with that match. It wasn't a good showing for Ivy.
No.
Definitely.
But hey. And then Julius and his whole cheesiness fighting Juro right after that, and it was like, wait, what is happening right now?
We had a whole hate crime moment after that match.
We really did. We really did. That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, I don't think it looks good that they just beat up Juro and Kushida and laid them on top of each other.
You telling me Jiro don't have any other friends back there except for another Asian guy?
Yeah.
That's the first thing I thought. I was like, ooh, this ain't look good.
Yeah.
That was not a good WWE.
I was like, ooh, bad timing.
And then, I mean, and not to mention the whole the erotic moment we got from Gacy and Harlan.
Right.
Yo, speaking of erotic moments, what the fuck is up with Wade Barrett trying to act like king?
I don't know.
I mean, didn't he talk about his previous conquest?
Wait,
He said
what?
something to that nature.
I think he said, yeah.
Gacy or the other one?
No. What?
talking
No.
about Barrett.
Wade Barrett was talking. Well, I think he was talking about like his previous sexual conquest. Like,
Yo, what?
yeah.
That must have slipped by me.
But yeah. Now, of course, there was some good. I'm still continuing to be a fan of Toxic Attraction. Obviously, JC Jane is doing better week by week.
You know, she's gonna grow on me due to the fact of association.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Mandy Rose went back a few steps with me this week.
That whole up and down camera pan on her was unnecessary, though.
Well, that's the edginess that they want. They want
attitude era.
Yes, they kind of want that with Toxic Attraction. Because,
and
they've been deemed as like the horny girls or something like that.
Well, horny girls. Well, I mean, they did just drop the word unsatisfied like that.
But when Mandy referred to the fact that she's always been that bitch, I was like,
okay, Jade.
When?
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of got me. It was like, I can't believe that because I don't believe that you believe that.
Right.
Because it didn't even come off as natural. Like if I hear Jade Cargill say it, I believe it because I know that she believes it. But with Mandy, it's almost like it was like, here, go say this shit. That's how it came off to me.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong at all.
It sounded very awkward.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, see, if Raquel said that, it would have hit harder because I would have believed that because Raquel has that demeanor where it would come off like that. B-Fab has that demeanor. Elektra Lopez has that demeanor. Mandy Rose, not so much.
You mean Carmen Sandiego? Yeah, I saw you, Elektra, with that fucking hat. I knew what you were going for.
Speaking of, how did y'all feel about the whole Hit Row being kidnapped?
Okay,
they're taking their ass to SmackDown.
we're gonna touch on that because that's gonna be the last thing we talk about. Because I got a whole thing to say about that shit.
Okay,
everything.
What else was on the card?
I didn't like the beginning of the show on how.
Okay. So before we get to the Gacy and Tommaso,
okay,
how are y'all feeling about Andre Chase in this whole?
I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it because I keep asking, where the fuck is Timothy Thatcher?
Not so even so much where the fuck is Timothy Thatcher? What's the end game of this?
I don't think there is one.
Andre Chase is, guys. I'm sorry.
That's the one who's walking around in the fucking sweater and khaki pants and holding the classroom shit.
And doing the whole Drew Gulak.
Oh, no. This motherfucker, as soon as he said snowflakes, I was just like, oh.
No, that was Joe Gacy.
That's Gacy.
Excuse me, that is Gacy, my bad.
With the red sweater, the Chase U sweater.
Oh, no. You mean wannabe varsity football coach? No.
Yes, that's Andre Chase.
No. It's dumb. I mean, oh, cool. You got to censor some bad words. Oh, man, he's really got me by the bag there. No, get the fuck out of here.
And that shit's so forced too.
It sounds forced. It doesn't sound like that's how he normally talks.
Because again, and of course, and I'm going back to Timothy Thatcher on this. When Timothy Thatcher held his whole seminar shit, his shit was natural because you could tell that's like he didn't have to cuss a lot. It's like he had an imposing demeanor that would exactly. But with this shit, and there's no reason for me to believe that he does this because we clearly just saw him in the breakout tournament. So he doesn't have any fucking. There's nothing that he's done that's gonna tell me, oh, I can see why you're in this position because you didn't even win the breakout tournament.
You didn't win the tournament.
Didn't win the tournament.
So
and then his other tournament participation. Now Duke Hudson is a poker player Like, excuse me?
Which this whole thing, it's almost like, why even say you're going to do this when it's not even any different from what you were previously doing? You should have just kept the same gimmick, because it's not really like he did anything different. He didn't change his character. He's just the same person. It's just now he has these poker metaphors, which
Yeah, and it was like, excuse me? Okay, that's cool, I guess.
That's just so
And I talked about Grayson Waller and his fucking attire, because I said I just didn't like his in-ring stuff is cool. I just don't know what the fuck they're doing with his character or his attire, and so they brought up the whole him, Golden Gloves thing and stuff like that. But I'm like,
I'm not feeling it.
I mean, cool, I guess, but I mean,
I'm not feeling it.
I mean, Baron Corbin was, Golden Gloves as well, but you don't see him rocking boxing shorts and shit like that. Like, it's just, they just mention it.
The whole Grayson Waller thing.
You don't like him channeling his inner Angelico when he comes out?
Nope. Leave that to Angelico, even though he's part of the HFO. But leave it up to Angelico. Nope.
I mean, I like Grayson Waller. I like him for being a fan favorite. But
maybe if he feel like extra. Maybe extra.
He's gonna end up becoming annoying, and that's my fear. Because he can come off cool, just like with the segment that he had with Cameron Grimes. It was more laid back. He was pretty chill, and I like that. They stay in that lane, cool. Mm-hmm. But if they go the JC Jane route and he just does all this extra shit, it's gonna be real quick. So they're treading thin ice on this one.
It's almost sad how quickly they're just making this transition into like WWE writing.
It's damn bad right there. Like it's you can still see the glimmers of NXT, but for the most part, it's right there.
And I feel like the only reason you're seeing glimmers is because you still have remainders of the previous generation of NXT.
Yes.
And how long are they going to keep calling it 2.0? Because that's not. I don't know. I don't think they're going to keep calling it 2.0 because eventually it's just going to be called NXT again. Because I feel like once they get rid of once they either transition stars to the main roster or let go of them, it's just going to go back to being called NXT.
Oh, you mean when they pull the trigger on their actual agenda? What they'll do is it'll probably be closer to the end of the year. And then what they'll do is they'll eliminate the 2.0 once they get rid of all the fluff that they want to get rid of. And then they'll start using the tagline, "We are NXT" or "This is NXT."
And may God have mercy on our souls.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else was on this show that so Tommaso and Joe Gacy. I thought this match was a little long. Kind of like what you said. I kind of wish Gacy would have won just to have that extra element, but I can see why he didn't. But Harlan.
They had a way out with Harlan. They could have used
Harlan, him. They definitely gave him a look by shaving him bald.
Didn't they say like who's that guy or something like that?
Last week they did. Then this week it acknowledged.
They did it last night too.
They did.
They kind of acknowledged the fact that it's Harlan, as they so affectionately calls him. Yeah, I don't know.
He looks mad at what they've done to him, and I don't blame him. Like, I would not be happy if you shaved my head for, well, the fans to call me "Who's that guy?"
Right?
Yeah, I don't.
But like I said, the match was a little too long just for Tommaso to end up winning, and then they don't have to keep doing this whole Braun Breaker Tommaso thing. Look, I'm gonna watch your back.
Oh, you mean carrying cross with hair? They showed that side profile, then like looking at each other, and I swear to God, man, I just was like, that's carrying cross with hair on top.
It's so funny when it comes to Braun Breaker because he looks like his daddy and talks like his uncle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Like, he looks like his dad, but talks like his uncle. He's like, all right, Tommaso, I'm going to have you back because I want you fresh. When we fighting this, like, oh, my God, all I hear is Scott.
Yeah, every time. Every time.
And then now I got to see GYV get beat up because, man.
And that's what I don't like. It's just now they're doing it. I know they've done it in NXT previously, but lately it's just been so convenient how somebody's doing a backstage interview and like somebody just pops up like right there. And the moment I saw it initially was when they did the tag team stuff. The thing was last week or the week before where they were talking about how they were going to set up for the tag team title match where it's going to be elimination.
Yeah,
and it's just everybody just happened to be right fucking there. Is it like? It's like, were y'all just standing off camera just waiting for y'all moment? Like, I mean, clearly that's what was going on. But it's like nobody else had anything better to do. So, and then...
Wait until production says, go, go, go.
Yeah. And then the whole thing with Braun Breaker, it's like, Tommaso doesn't need anybody watch his back.
It really doesn't.
And it's like, oh, yeah, I want you healthy. It's like, now you're basically going to say, okay, well, now he has an excuse to be like, all right, you know what? I beat you at your best. Braun Breaker, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Tommaso beats him, where do they go?
I really don't know.
If
Tommaso does win this match, I do not know where they go with this.
If Tommaso loses this match, they go on to having Braun Breaker defend against, I don't know. Let's go with, what's his name? Boxer on Tinder.
Grayson Waller.
There we go. It's going to be a minute before I learn these names, guys, mainly because
you good.
Some of them all look the same.
You good.
I mean, honestly, if Ciampa wins, I mean, I think they go the Gacy and Harlan route, and they may just end up putting the title on Gacy. Who the fuck knows?
They're being quick to get rid of the title on the older members of NXT.
Yeah. The pacing got back to a weird deal this week as well, because especially with how they did the beginning of the show, once Toxic Attraction came out, and because it was Gacy. I think Gacy was getting out of the ring.
Yeah, I don't get the whole.
And then you had Toxic Attraction because it's like
interrupting.
Yeah, because it's like
I don't get that.
All right, and then it was weird after they gave their fucking promo.
Here comes Zion.
Yeah, Zion Quinn's music hits, and then they eyeball each other as if something's gonna happen or if we're setting up for something, which it's not. And then you have this match between Zion Quinn and Blade, which I'm like, all right.
Wait.
And
oh yeah, Blade.
This match showed me. This match showed me exactly where they're trying to go as far as NXT. They just want a whole bunch of just tall, big guys.
Yes,
just having these matches, and it's just
There's
like
a lot of tall, big guys now.
And it sucks because I started thinking about the previous iteration of NXT where you had that smorgasbord, you had that balance where you had the smaller guys within, like mixed in, and you had a diverse roster of guys where it's like, okay, I can differentiate this guy from this guy. Okay, I like how this guy is and this guy is, but it's like now it's just like, okay, so now we got a bunch of big guys with no character that's just there having matches.
that are
That is
looking
true.
purely developmental.
Yeah, and that's the problem. And the women's division is just
And I dare say it's kind of in shambles right now.
yeah, very much so.
They are putting a lot of eggs in the toxic attraction basket.
Yeah,
I want to say this is kind of disappointing with toxic attraction. I mean, I like the idea of toxic attraction, but they're putting too much on Mandy. I thought that Gigi Dolan would have been like a women's contender prior to this 2.0, that she damn well should be. You gave her a copy paste in JC Jane. No offense to JC Jane as a wrestler, but you gave her a copy paste of herself, and then you put Mandy in here, who, aside from experience, doesn't bring a whole lot. And it's sad for me to say that because fuck, I mean, as far as Jerry the King Lawler perspective of it goes, I love Mandy Rose, but
yeah.
Like, why did we bring Mandy to NXT? There was not really a great reason for that.
Now it's helped her in ring, so that's because we're able to kind of see a different side of her rather than what was on the main roster. So I do appreciate that, but I still feel like it's too soon to just catapult her to the main roster scene in NXT. I think there needs to be like a road for her to go through, as opposed to just, oh, she beat Ember Moon here and then she just gets a title shot. No, we saw one good match, and I think we need to continue seeing that to make everybody a believer that she's a contender for that championship. Because we had a fantastic build with Raquel, with Dakota, and being that heavy, and then coming into her own, and then after that War Games match, it's like, okay, now we can see her as a contender, because that War Games match, she was the star of that fucking match. And it was like, okay, it's believable now. So now that her and wow, it's completely really
Frankie
EO. Sorry, her and EO. When we saw the match of her and EO coming up, when EO chose Raquel, it was like, okay, I believe this.
Yeah,
it's not the same with Mandy. Mandy, yeah, she showed a good showing against Ember, but how much of that was because of Ember?
Nothing against Mandy. She just kind of got shoehorned in.
Yeah.
I mean, to your point. Well, to your point, they're doing the freaking WWE gimmick, or like the progression with the titles now. It's like, oh, I think I'm hot shit. Let me get a title shot.
Yeah.
Like Raquel.
Literally, that's what happened with Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
He just said it to Tommaso a few times. Hey,
yeah,
I do want your title. Where the fuck you just come from?
Raquel literally fought tooth and nail to get that title shot. Raquel was a woman that I didn't even really have my sights on as far as title contendership went until I saw that War Games match, and then I was like, yo.
Yeah.
Like, she definitely earned and deserved every bit of that title shot.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit that I'm starting to more so not care about. And one of the main things, I'm just like, why the fuck is this even happening? Is this Lash Legend shit?
Okay. Shouts out to Lash Legend though. But this whole Wendy Williams-esque talk show she has,
this ain't it.
This ain't it.
What the fuck was that snapping shit about?
This ain't it.
Now, Tony D'Angelo, on the other hand, somebody I was like, why the fuck is this going on? I actually like.
I don't mind him.
Pick you a couple promos.
No, it took him debuting and to watch his match and to watch, because it's just like I talked about last week when I talked about his debut. He turned me around with his presence, because the whole vignettes of him like walking and talking and stuff like that, I was like, whatever. His entrance still wasn't about it, and then once he got in the ring, saw how he was in the ring.
Last night?
Yeah, he debuted last week.
Oh, last week. Okay,
mhm.
because he did another vignette last night. Okay.
Correct. And once he got in the ring, like his presence, his character, everything kind of just showed. And you could tell that he has the potential to be a star. And that's what got me.
Mhm.
And so once that happened, now everything else that he does, I'm like, okay, I'm behind this. It's almost like the Velveteen Dream stuff. It's like you initially saw it and you was like, huh, okay. And then once it kind of got in your face, it was like, oh, I'm all about this.
Yeah. That's basically kind of what happened.
But yeah, I mean, everything else aside, yeah, that was fine. Raquel Gonzalez, she gave her promo. She kind of made a nice threat to Mandy Rose. Unfortunately, I feel like it's gonna fall on deaf ears because I think we may see that title change at Halloween Havoc.
I think
which sucks.
I don't see at this point. I don't see why Raquel, Io, and Zoe are going to keep the belts.
Yeah, no. Gigi and JC go up against Io and Zoe again. Like they're again. I said it before. Oh yeah. Oh, it is.
It's a triple threat tag team title match at Halloween Havoc.
Well, Indy and Persia is going to take the fall on that one.
Yeah.
So that's how they're going to try to get you.
And then, of course, too, the way out with Mandy is the fact that they're going to spin the wheel. So whatever stipulation gets added to the match, JC and Gigi going to interfere in some form.
Mm-hmm. No surprise.
Right.
But yeah, this Hit Row and Legado del Fantasma thing. The only thing I liked about this was the match.
Hey, I will say this. Hit Row, thank you for your service. Because this was their send-off.
Absolutely.
Their send-off.
And that's why the whole kidnapping thing happened, because I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, we're not going to get a continuation of this of where they went. They basically are just SmackDown. We're not going to hear about this at all. Period.
Nope. And you know what's funny? Next Friday, they're all going to show up on SmackDown like nothing happened.
Exactly.
Oh, you mean the special 2.5 hour answer to AEW that they weren't going to act as
Not this week. Next Friday.
Oh, literally next Friday. All right.
Next Friday is when all of the draft picks and switches be official.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Which, you know what? Not even gonna get into that. I'm gonna wait till we have our AEW recap to talk about that whole situation. But yeah, the only thing I liked about this was the fucking match, and it was funny because I was happy and mad at the same time because I was sitting there and I was like, okay, one, I'm mad about the fact that Swerve got a fucking jobber entrance.
Mm-hmm.
Then two, they kind of did a few of the bells and whistles for Santos, and I was like, then it clicked. I was like, oh, I'm mad, but I'm happy. I was like, I was mad because I hate that this looks like a fucking agenda because again, it's still, let's say 2 more days until Latin Heritage Month is over, and I was like, they're gonna do this shit to put the title on him for Latin Heritage Month and then take it off of him.
And I wasn't gonna lie, if I was a betting man, I would have lost money.
Yeah.
Same.
At the same time, the moment Carmelo and Trick came out, I was like, I know what they're gonna do.
Now for me, it didn't click because here's the funny thing about it, and this is one of the main reasons why I'm pissed off is because I wasn't thinking about the whole contract thing. I was more so when they came out, I was like, okay, Hit Row's kind of gone. So I was like, okay, so now we have these two coming out, and I was like, that's weird because I thought they were playing heels. Now they're playing faces again, all this other shit. But they made a mistake because I don't know who had the fucking contract, but the contract ended up flying out either from Hector Mendoza or from Trick because it ended up being on the ground, and I didn't notice it until the replay, and I was like, wait. I was like, oh shit, they're about to do that shit now.
The moment they ran out, I was like, Carmelo's walking out champion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
because I even made the joke to Ashley at the end. I said, you know what? He should have did like Big E and sent the tweet. He didn't send the tweet.
but here's another thing. And this is another reason why I'm pissed. And this is some main roster shit. Because does anybody honestly know the full rules of of the breakout tournament contract?
Okay, so last year, when Jordan Miles, not last year, the year before last, when Jordan Miles won, it wasn't no cash in at any time shit.
Okay, so exactly.
Excuse me. So that was solely on some WWE. I'm assuming breakout tournaments are going to be their money in the bank for NXT.
That and this is stupid. Sure. And this is stupid because now what's going to happen is this whole thing is going to turn into what King of the Ring is now. It's gonna take away from what it's meant to be and used as a MacGuffin to try to slide somebody into a title contendership without being ready, which is what's happening right now. Because Carmelo Hayes, as good as he may be, is not ready for this spotlight. His promos are fucking horrible. He's good in the ring, yes, but he's not star quality at the moment. And
I guess we'll see come next week.
I don't want to see it all because I know he's going to be able to do it eventually.
If it ain't working out, yeah. Well, the problem is, I have a feeling, depending on how the promos and everything goes, if it's still not going well, he might not hold on to that belt long.
Yeah, and see, this is why I hate the experimental shit because you have guys that's still there that can hold these titles, and because honestly, the North American Championship is for the most part it used to be at this point a prestigious championship. I think once and no slight to Swerve because I feel like they messed up with the whole Bronson Reed thing because even I had said that he was going to have like 2 to 3 defenses before he lost it because I felt like they were telling a nice story with Bronson Reed because you pretty much saw the whole thing with either Swerve or Santos that was going to take the title off of him. But the moment that they put that title on Swerve, his only real defense was against Santos. He held that title for the better part of 2 to 3 months without a defense. And I feel like that's disrespectful to Swerve because he's somebody who you can put that title on and actually make it even more prestigious. And I feel like you had a story and here's the thing. I think Santos was meant to beat Bronson Reed and Swerve was finally going to get his win for a title shot over Santos. Since he had failed to get the Cruiserweight Championship. And now that was going to be pretty much the differentiator that where you can still see now Legado is heels and Hit Row is basically full on faces at that point because they were tweeners at a certain point. And I felt that was going to be the whole deal with that. But then we get this NXT 2.0 shit, and now it's just like, okay, well, what the fuck's going to happen? Because Bronson Reed didn't know that he was going to get fired, and Trips didn't know he was going to get fired. It was more we let him go, take the title off of him. We got him coming to the main roster. Stupid shit. And so, and now you missed a chance by putting this title on Santos, which now makes him and Legado look even worse. So I'm like, why not take them to the fucking main roster? They were a complete stable who was ready for the main roster. Now you're going to have them floating in NXT 2.0 to do absolutely nothing.
To just enhance.
They should have had, in order to keep Santos looking good, because he just took an L to a guy that just got pulled up to the main roster, should have probably had Carmelo run in, interrupt the match, beat the shit out of both of them, and then have him cash in his contract.
And made like an unofficial triple threat or just whatever.
Or no. Just cause
a disqualification. Then
cause a disqualification with him and what's his name? And then get Santos out of the ring and then have the match with Swerve and then take the pin.
Yeah. Or and even more of a stupid decision. It's like you can go after any fucking title you want. You don't want to be the biggest guy on the block. All this shit that you and Trick talk, or Trick Williams talk. I'm calling him Trick. Him and Trick Williams talk. Why not go for the gusto? Why not go for the biggest title on NXT?
Braun Breaker. Yep. That's why. That's Braun Breaker's belt. That's way too much alliteration.
But if you have the leeway to cash in whenever you want, it shouldn't even matter. So I'm just like, none of it makes sense. None of it makes any fucking sense.
You know how I go.
Yeah.
A lot of this is going to be a little up in the air until, so we just gotta just stay with it. You know, we can either jump off the train now or just stay with it.
This constantly reminds me of that South Park episode where they're talking about Game of Thrones and they're actually at George R.R. Martin's house, and it's like, yeah, it's coming. Just wait a little bit longer. It's like which is honestly what WWE likes to promise us. Is like, yeah, things will get better. It'll get better. Just keep watching.
See, I can trust Triple H. Triple H's NXT when he says, it's got a ways to go. Just stick around. Main roster or main roster-esque shit. Mm-hmm. No, my trust is completely gone, especially with what's been done with the Queen's Crown and the King of the Ring. But that's a rant for a whole nother time. Unless that's part of your shit, Scoop.
If y'all want to talk about a couple of news stories at the tail end of this, we could.
Ooh.
Oh, I think we're at the tail end, Scoot. So yeah, go right ahead.
Speaking of the Queen's Crown tournament so far, Zelina Vega and Toni Storm match went 2 minutes and 13 seconds.
Yep.
Carmella and Liv Morgan's match went 1 minute 33 seconds.
Yep.
And on Raw, Shayna and Dana Brooks match went 1 minute and 22 seconds. Somebody pointed out that those matches combined, Roman Reigns' entrance is like longer than that.
Yeah.
I have a headache. I'm glad it's just a headache because I'm glad it's not an aneurysm because I may have had a stroke if I didn't check myself just now. But you mean to tell me the Queen's Crown, the whole their version of King of the Ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where it showcases the best women. Or the women with the most potential.
Mm-hmm.
And was it 3 matches you just listed?
Well, they didn't include the 4th, but in the 3 matches I listed, not even
the
6 matches of action.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess. You said Zelina Vega and Toni Storm. Toni Storm won that. You said Liv Morgan and Carmella.
No, Zelina won.
I'm happy for her.
Yeah, Zelina won that.
But Liv Morgan and Carmella, let me guess, Liv Morgan?
Carmella.
What?
Yeah, Carmella won. Which has so many people pissed because they thought Liv was gonna win the tournament.
Yeah.
But nope.
Okay, what about please don't tell me Dana Brooke won.
Nah, Shayna won and
I mean nothing against Dana Brooke, but
I forgot the other match with the women and who won that match, but
you had Liv Morgan and Carmella. You had Dana Brooke, Shayna Baszler, Vega and Storm,
and there was another one.
Oh, Doudrop and somebody else.
And Doudrop won.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Doudrop and I believe it wasn't Natalia.
Yes.
So
it's going to be Doudrop versus. So it's going to be Doudrop versus Shayna and Carmella versus Zelina.
Okay.
See, and here's the problem that I have with this Queen's Crown shit is because it's completely disrespectful to the women.
Yeah.
Because we're supposed to be showcasing, like, okay, now if NXT, if the old NXT did this shit, this would have been one of the best tournaments. Period.
Mm-hmm.
But you bring all these women up to the main roster, and no Tegan, no Shotzi, no Aaliyah. I mean, Dakota Kai's floating around somewhere. No Dakota. What? Like, why? And why are there so few women in this? Why is it not a 16 women tournament?
Well, it wasn't a 16-man tournament. You know, the men's tournament was only 8.
Well, I mean, the reason I'm saying that is because you're talking about the prestige of King of the Ring, and now you're introducing the Queen's Crown deal here. You would want to have a nice return to form, but because again, right? more of an agenda thing, they want this shit for Crown Jewel, and I fucking hate Crown Jewel because it's just a fucking money grab, and they're gonna throw everything on there to make it feel like it's one of the greatest fucking shows. And now they're rushing this shit, and that's the problem that I have.
Did you hear all the matches that are going on at Crown Jewel so far?
Oh, you got Edge and Rollins in a Hell in a Cell.
Well, Jaeger, I'm pretty sure you haven't been caught up. So yeah, like you just mentioned, you're gonna have Rollins. Yeah, you're gonna have Rollins and Edge in a Hell in a Cell. You're gonna have the finals for the Queen's Crown. You're going to have the finals for the King of the Ring. You're going to have Ali versus Mansoor. You're going to have Oldberg versus Lashley in a no holds barred.
Right.
You're going to have Big E versus Drew McIntyre, and you're going to have Roman versus Brock.
Yeah.
Oh, and then you got Becky versus Sasha versus Bianca.
Mark my words, men's King of the Ring. They are going to have Jinder win the King of the Ring.
That's racist.
If they do, if they legitimately do that, I will feel bad for Xavier Woods.
Yeah, me too. I would feel bad too. But you know what? It's a fucking agenda. Hey, Jinder, guess what? If you win this shit, tell me that I'm lying about the last shit that I said before with you winning the championship. If it did not happen in Saudi Arabia, it was never going to fucking happen. Period. Yeah. Because I guarantee you, if you do, if you are slotted to win King of the Ring and you do, they're not going to do shit with you after this.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Crown Jewel. I fucking hate Crown Jewel.
I've only ever watched them because it's like, it's a pay-per-view in a sense, but yeah, man.
I have never watched the Crown Jewel yet.
I've got my own reservations about Crown Jewel.
I've seen clips here and there. I've seen I refuse to.
I've got my own reservations about Crown
I would say
political affiliations, but
I would say this one potentially has the better sounding card, but for the most part, they haven't been good pay-per-views.
Here's the thing about Crown Jewel, and the reason why I don't like it is because it's the feel that it has. Because I think because of how much money they've thrown at WWE, it's almost like this whole dance monkey dance mentality that the feel that I get from it. It's for real, because it's like it's the agenda here. They're like, we want to give them everything. We're making this. It's going to be a show that's bigger than WrestleMania. All these fucking talking points because they're trying to appease to the money that they're getting, and it's just like I can't get behind that, so I can't support it with my viewership. Granted, I rarely support WWE with my viewership as it is, but you know,
I get it. But I'm gonna give y'all some lighter news, and from the one Hangman Adam Page.
Yeah, buddy, Cowboy shit.
Here it goes. Hey, I'm at the building. There's no one here. Do you want me for Dynamite tonight or what? Because I'll go back home.
That's fun.
Yeah, it is. Good shit.
Oh, a couple of quick hits before we wrap this up.
Sure.
Bruce Pritchard, everybody's favorite producer, he said he never knew who Kenny Omega was until StarCast 2019.
2019?
StarCast 2019 was his first time figuring out who Kenny Omega was.
So post All In is when you find out who Kenny Omega is. Post G1, multiple G1s. Okay.
Yeah, so Bruce Pritchard said
3 fucking Okada matches? What?
he never knew who Kenny Omega was until StarCast 2019.
Yeah.
This is
How much of a fucking... You know what? That's par for the course for WWE.
I find that hard to believe because you're telling me you haven't heard any mentions of Kenny Omega anywhere prior to that.
Ever.
2019. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
StarCast 2019. Wait, when was StarCast 2019?
I don't remember. Hold on. Give me one second.
My point of it is, it was, October 2019 when AEW got created. So you're telling me October 2019 when AEW got created. Then Dynamite came out. No, Dynamite came out in October. No, AEW was created February 2019. Roundabout.
Like that.
Well, there were 3 different StarCasts in 2019.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm driving that into.
Yeah, May, the one in August, and the one in November.
Well, it didn't say which one in particular, but yeah, apparently Bruce Pritchard did not know who Kenny Omega was.
You know what? I don't believe until at the earliest, like, what was it? What did you just say? May, the first one?
Yeah, May was the first one.
Yeah. So at the earliest, you didn't know about Kenny Omega until May of 2019. I find that hard to believe because I know for a fact that WWE was throwing money at the Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Right?
Yeah, in 2018.
Yes.
Yeah, no fucking way.
Fuck you, Bruce Pritchard.
For real.
Come at me with that bullshit again.
Hold on, let's see what else I had. Where'd it go? Oh, all right. Let's go ahead and talk about this WWE 2K22 that's dropping in March.
Okay.
So the basically the developers came out and said all the recent roster cuts have been kind of fucking up the game.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Apparently, one of the future DLCs was going to be centered around Bronson Reed, Bobby Fish, Jake Atlas, and Leon Ruff. Which I was thinking to myself, why wasn't Bobby Fish automatically in there? Because with Undisputed Era, but whatever.
Yeah.
And apparently 2 other DLC packs were scrapped due to the change in roster. So now they're saying what they might do is they might just do service updates, aka if we decide to release people, they'll just be in the game rather than you having to buy them. They're gonna just be uploaded to your game. And then the first thing I thought to myself, y'all should have been doing that anyway.
Yes. We've talked about this before.
Clarify that for me now. They're going to do what now if they get rid of anybody?
The plan is that since the company has made so much changes, instead of having people buy DLC, they're going to just do service updates to where they're going to just upload new people to the game rather than you having to buy them. Because at least 3 of their DLC packs have been messed up So whoever needs to be included in the game, you're gonna just wake up the next day. Oh shit! Blank, blank, blank is in my game now.
Yeah.
So,
basically doing what we talked about that they should have been doing instead of just granted they still may release a game every fucking year, but kind of what AEW is doing, where they're just gonna have one game for maybe like 2 to 3 years and just update it from there and then release a new game as it should be, because it's too much on the fucking developers to have to release a yearly title where things just completely change, where it's a sports game.
Yeah.
You're pretty much doing the same thing over and over again. You can just upload a different move set, change a fucking venue, where you won't get flack like Madden gets now, to where it's like, oh shit, you used the same shit that you used in, 2021 or 2020. We see the same models and shit. It's like, well, if you have one game and just release every 2 to 3 years, then reusing certain models won't even matter because you're just giving complete updates on your roster, because the game is not going to change anyway.
No, it's just the people.
Yeah. So AEW understands and they get it. So that's where my money initially is going to go. That's priority. I may get the WWE game. I doubt it right now.
I doubt if I get it personally.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say I'm not getting it.
I doubt if I get it. I'm
But
pretty sure March and everything, and I doubt it.
If I do put money into it, that's probably only because I see something that could potentially be a blessing in disguise. And because if this game is trash, I don't think I'll ever buy another WWE game again, because it's like they've had a whole year where they didn't release a game, so there's no excuse for this game to be fucked up.
I'll let y'all tell me how it is. There's no point in, for your exact reasoning, Lip, there's no point in me getting it if I'm even suspicious that it's like trash.
True. Absolutely.
I'll just go to my brother's house and play it.
Well, yeah. And then we can get the scoop from Scoop.
There we go.
Yeah, because I seriously doubt. Like, honestly, the only way I'm gonna buy it if it was gifted to me. Yeah. But I don't see myself buying this game. Hell, who knows what might be out around March. It might even be on my radar.
I was gonna wait, but I think we probably should touch on it now, just real quick. This extra half hour of SmackDown.
I was gonna save it, but I was like, if we save it, it'll be too late.
Yeah.
And I seen another interview with Tony Khan where he actually addressed this situation as well. And I agree with everything that he said, because he stated that he's never really tried to compete with them. He said they've always tried to compete with him, and that's true. They went on Wednesdays, and then you had the whole thing with NXT being put on there at that same time slot. And you had him graciously take Rampage, still put it on Friday, but put it after SmackDown.
Yep.
And even so, his reasoning behind that was he wants everybody to enjoy wrestling. He wants them to watch their wrestling. He's like, you want to watch SmackDown, watch SmackDown. I'm not going to take anything away from that. Fine. And so he said, now that they fired shots, all right, cool. You may get more viewership, but I guarantee we're going to put on the better show.
Damn.
There's no reason why this show needs to be an extra 30 minutes long.
So This is the thing that confuses me, right? Personally. So it's going to be on Fox Sports 1 this week. You're going to tack on this extra 30 minutes commercial free at that. And then now, okay, so let me just say it like this. WWE needs to feel good about themselves. They need some type of confident boost, some type of pat on the back to show that, you know, let's just see something right quick. Let's just see if we can take something away from Rampage. Let's just see. We're not gonna necessarily make this a habit. We just want to see if, quote unquote, we still got it, you know, type of thing.
Yeah.
Now, what's happening is, I don't like, personally speaking, I don't like what Tony's doing in response to it. Because he could have just been like, you know what, y'all can do whatever. If we get the fans there, if we don't, because see, now Tony's gonna cause a whole kerfluffle with the whole, well, fine, we're gonna do a buy-in at 8:00.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna give you Minoru Suzuki versus Daniel Bryan, which, like, sir, that should be on TV somewhere, not on
That
YouTube.
should be on fucking pay-per-view.
That should be on pay-per-view, but now you're kind of
yes, we are upset about this. I know.
So you're gonna do Minoru Suzuki and Daniel Bryan, and who was the other one? Bobby Fish and
I don't know who Bobby Fish was going against.
Was it Bobby Fish?
And I think it was Bobby Fish. I just don't know who he was.
And I can't remember who. Yeah.
And it's like I understand what you want to do, but it's like, don't play into their game.
Game.
If you play into their game, that's when they're gonna try their best to get inside your mind and start making you try to slip up.
Yeah. Bobby Fish and Lee Moriarty.
Like, don't play into their game. Like, there's no reason we should be getting Minoru Suzuki and Daniel Bryan as a YouTube match.
No.
Yeah.
You know,
don't
play into their game.
I agree with you, but I also agree with Tony Khan, because it's almost like, I did this to play nice, and now you took my kindness for weakness. So it's like, now I'm pissed because I wasn't trying to do any of this. So whatever happens from here on out is on you. So I understand. I understand the feeling of that. But, you know, again,
I understand it. But the problem is, you
don't want to stoop to their level at that point.
WWE is good at this. Don't forget. Let's be honest here. Look what WCW started doing towards their end. WCW started throwing everything at the wall, and they couldn't save the company. Not saying AEW is anywhere in the shape of WCW, but this one incident, this one Friday, could potentially be a drop that could start something else. You know, this one drop could be, we might have cracked Tony a little bit. Let's kind of fuck with Tony some more, you know. And you don't want to stoop to their level. You don't.
And here's the thing for that's in Tony's favor, is that even if he loses, even if AEW loses in the ratings against SmackDown at that point in time, if they're remotely close in ratings and demographic to SmackDown, that's still a win for him.
It is.
Sure.
Which is a good thing, which I think is one of the reasons why he said, even if we may not win in this, which I don't expect them to either, because again, it's SmackDown. But
SmackDown is their highest rated show.
Correct. But here's the thing about that, though. Brock Lesnar really doesn't, honestly, it was cool, but he doesn't move the needle for me. He's been on SmackDown a few times in the past few weeks, and I've never once been like, you know what, I need to go back and watch SmackDown.
I'm gonna be brutally honest with this. I understand Brock's legendness. I understand his Hall of Fameness. I understand all that with Brock Lesnar. I understand his character, all of that. And I say this with the most respect possible to Brock Lesnar. But fuck Brock Lesnar. like I don't care. He keeps coming back. Every time Brock comes back, I don't care.
I gotta say that I groan because I know that he's gonna
I
end up
do
taking
not
the
care.
belt, or he's gonna end up getting some huge push. Then he's gonna go away after he loses. Because Brock Lesnar's good for about 5 suplexes, kind of like Oldberg now.
And what? Oh, he has a ponytail now. Like I don't care.
Look how edgy he looks, Scoot.
Like I do not care. Honestly, when Brock Lesnar shows up, I really don't. He has done enough for me to where if he truly says, all right, y'all, I'm officially done, I'm retired, put me in the Hall of Fame, you don't have to keep showing up and doing these things. Like I do not care.
True,
but you're right.
Absolutely.
Brock does not move the needle for me at all.
Yeah,
the only thing Brock really does for me is, all right, y'all, let's mark it on the calendar for how long we got to deal with him.
Yeah, and I think what else they have on that show? Was it Becky and Sasha?
Yeah, I think Becky and Sasha are going one-on-one, but they haven't announced what's going to be in that 30-minute slot that's going to be commercial free. They hadn't announced what's going on there yet.
I mean, they're going into what is that what the go home show, the Crown Jewel?
Technically, Raw will be the go home show. This will be the last SmackDown, but Raw will be the last show before Crown Jewel because they already announced that Roman Reigns is going to be on Raw Monday.
Which again, and that's after the fucking draft shit is finalized, right?
No, next Friday. So you got SmackDown Friday, you got Monday Raw, Thursday Crown Jewel. That Friday, which is the 22nd, that Friday is when the roster goes into effect.
So why is Roman going to Raw?
To boost ratings, my good sir.
Okay, so other than ratings, why is he going to Raw?
No, that's literally all it's for. Because look how close AEW is getting to Raw.
Okay, that's the point I'm trying to make. It makes no fucking sense. It makes no fucking sense storyline wise, and at the same time, you have somebody from again. This is where I'm weird about this whole Fox and USA thing because Fox should be pissed. Because if I'm Fox
right now, that's pissed.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, you're taking somebody that we want on this show and helping boost ratings on a competitor's network. And we paid you this money to have this star on this show, yet you're utilizing him to boost ratings over there. Not only that, you have a roster full of people that you are not utilizing just to make time for somebody who is on a completely different fucking show for no reason. I can understand if this was probably maybe a build to Survivor Series, and it may be.
They kind of hinted at it Monday. When Big E and Drew McIntyre was in the ring together, the Usos interrupted. And the Usos was saying, yeah, Drew, you coming to SmackDown might not end up well for you. Didn't mean for that to rhyme. But you coming to SmackDown might not be good for your well-being. But if you win that belt, then you're going to have to see Roman at Survivor Series. But if you keep that belt, you're going to have to see Roman at Survivor Series. So it's kind of alluding that we're going to get Roman and Survivor Series. But,
yeah.
They're just going a weird way of just taking us to the path of Survivor Series,
Yeah,
Instead of just going the straight path, they going around a couple of blocks. It's like, why are we going this way? Why do we have to go this route when we could have just kept straight?
That's yeah. I don't fucking get it. It's main roster shit. Like I try to make sense of it when I hear the shit or when I'll get like a recap, but it's just I feel like a lot of this is for naught. That's why I'm so pissed off about the whole King of the Ring and Queen's Crown shit, because I feel like they had a chance to actually make something of this, and they're just main rostering it. Because I remember growing up to what King of the Ring was meant to be and what it used to be.
Next up, basically.
That was one of my favorite times to do, because I'm able to, one, see matches, and two, that's what made me love tournament style shit within wrestling, was the King of the Ring, because of the fact that it was like, okay, get to see a whole bunch of people that I haven't really seen wrestle before. I get to root for somebody, hope this happens, hope that happens. Then once you had somebody who won the King of the Ring, just like Scoot said, that was the person who initially went on to do fantastic things. Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Stone Cold, Edge, etc., King, Triple H, fucking Booker T,
Jake the Snake. No, not Jake the Snake. Sorry. Actually, it's funny. WWE recently just posted all the King of the Ring winners. Hold on 1 second.
I don't think Triple H won. I think he was supposed to win, but that's when Stone Cold won.
I think he did get one in. Hold on.
Oh no, he did. You're right. He did.
Okay, so here you go right here. You want to go backwards? You want to go from now to back, or from back to now?
Back to now.
Okay, so back in 85, you had Don Morocco. 86, you had Harley Race. 87, you had Macho Man. 88, Ted DiBiase. 89, Tito Santana. 91 and 93, Bret Hart. 94, Owen. 95, King Mabel. 96, Stone Cold. 97, Trips. 98, Shamrock. 99, Billy Gunn. 2000, Kurt. 01, Edge. 02, Brock. 06, King Booker. 08, William Reeves. 2010, Sheamus. 2015, Wade Barrett. 2019, Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
So those were all your King of the Ring winners.
And this is way shorter than I expected it to be.
Well, you heard from 2015 to 2019, there was no tournament. From 2010 to 2015, there was no tournament. So, and what? Brock Lesnar won in 02, Booker won in 06, so that was a 4-year gap. So they took some time in the 2000s. That's when the tournaments got a little scared.
Where it just kind of just started to die out. So yeah, I don't expect it to be a yearly thing ever again. I think they're gonna forget about it after this year's shit, because it's gonna be so fucking trash to where now it's gonna be used as a fucking agenda to promote something else.
Oh, well, I guess since we're talking about King of the Ring, Jaeger. They had Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn. You want to take a guess who won that?
No. Sami Zayn?
Yep. You had Cesaro versus Finn Balor.
I'm assuming Cesaro.
Finn Balor.
Oh, okay, good.
You had Kofi Kingston versus Jinder Mahal. Which Lip already said. And you had Xavier Woods versus Ricochet.
So Xavier.
So now you got Jinder Mahal versus Woods, and you have Zayn versus Balor. These matches are supposed to happen Monday, so that way come Thursday, we would know out of those 4, which 2 would be going to the finals. And like we said earlier, Zelina Vega versus Carmella, Doudrop versus Baszler will all happen Monday. So that way we'll know come Thursday which of those 4 would be wrestling. The 2 of those 4 would be wrestling at Crown Jewel for Queen's Crown.
Okay, now I'm even more mad.
What's
you
up?
know what? Let's see here. Who are we likely looking at? Baszler versus Vega?
I mean, they're going to give it to Baszler.
Yeah, I think Baszler is meant to win this one.
They're going to try to reintroduce her in the best way possible. Because I mean, she's on SmackDown right now.
Is she?
Shayna Baszler, or she's going to be on SmackDown.
So yeah,
they're going to have
get traded to SmackDown.
Yeah, so they're going to have her as the contender for Charlotte. So they're probably going to build her up to break her down. Yeah, now I'm more mad at this at this King of the Ring shit because Survivor Series is November 21st. They could have had a Raw bracket and a SmackDown bracket and had the finals at Survivor Series.
And they could have had a big ass tournament that could have waited to after the draft happened. And then they could have stretched it out from October 22nd to, you said, what, November 21st?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It could have been a month-long thing they could have stretched out, but nope. They had to do it. But we know Sami Zayn isn't going to
no. Because he's not going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he doesn't go to Saudi Arabia. So it's going to be Finn Balor versus either Jinder Mahal or Xavier Woods.
Yeah. WWE is fucking weird, man.
WWE better
to
Jinder Mahal.
And you know what was also funny about the King of that Ring tournament? They must know Kevin 1 foot out the door Owens must be leaving because he wasn't even in the tournament.
Yeah, which that's another weird thing. Like,
so they must know he about to dip out.
Him and Liv Morgan need to just out of there. They need to both leave. Liv Morgan she'll be treated so much better at AEW.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. But yeah.
That's all the news stories and things I have up until we talk about some AEW stuff come Sunday.
Yep, indeed.
But,
yeah.
I do have some more I guess I can say more Barrett worthy or Barrett-esque news since he wants to be the new Jerry the King Lawler. Not sure if y'all are aware of this, but for those of you that like those and like to subscribe to those on a monthly basis in the form of fans of the only variety, certain wrestlers, well, one in particular, but possibly another, are now having OnlyFans, and I am, of course, talking about one Chelsea Green.
Look,
indeed,
I saw an interview with Chelsea Green where she was like she'll post for Playboy anytime.
Yeah, I know that how she talked about her love and admiration for the Playboy brand.
So,
I thought Playboy was dead by now.
Oh no, it's still alive.
I think it's digital.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
so
hey,
she may get her dream.
She may.
Oh, she said that that Mr. Rough Rider himself may be participating in some of her content.
I'm pretty sure it's not the content that she's talking about. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go the Zelina Vega route and some costumes,
exclusive costumes, and I mean you never know.
Never know.
Never know.
I mean, look, only time will tell to see if I'm wrong. And if I am, we may see a Rough Rider in real life.
Whoa.
But until then, that was NXT 2.0 in a nutshell. That was Scoot with the scoops, and
Jaeger with some after dark material.
Jaeger with some motherfucking thank you, Jaeger with some after dark material of the fans of the only variety.
Yes.
But yeah. I don't know if we'll ever see NXT on another Tag Me In. It may just stay forever on Hot Tag, but
I'm cool with that.
I'm gonna end this with giving a 2 sweet to my bros as always. You already know where to find us at. Whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it with a thumbs up, thumbs down. Hit that notification bell for all notifications. But most importantly, mother effing subscribe. And until next time, you beautiful mother effers, as always, tag the fuck if out.